Peace. Peace. Let's see. Do I want to send out invites? My phone will be going dead. Just sending out a couple of invites, guys. That's weird. Okay, you know, whatever. Bump that. Well, I usually don't even really wait for people to come in. Good evening, good evening. So I just wanted to speak about projection, right? In another way. Firstly, for those who have been, on my page for quite some time, I spoke about the sensitivity that exploded upon me about 8 years ago, and how that space was basically communicating to me that everything is always communicating, law of vibration, right? And the more layers that I can see something, the better that we can understand it, right? So the definition, if you look up projection, it says the display of an image on a surface, right? In psychology, the definition is the subconscious defense mechanism that some employ when they have unwanted feelings or emotions that they really can't handle. So they project it upon someone else. But how do you see that, right? Because, for instance, if there is a man, right? Let's call him William. Say he goes to a cafe every day and he is in love with Barista Babe. He is in love with Barista Babe, okay? And he sees her every day. He sees how she talks to people, that she just seems to be a dope-ass soul. And every day he tips her well, but he does not say anything to her. And maybe the reasons why he doesn't say anything to her is because he might possibly have the ideas that, one, he doesn't know how to talk to women. He's not good with women. She may have a boyfriend. There's no way in the world she would ever want to talk to him. She's out of his league. Whatever, right? Whatever is there. But whatever is there a physical wall between William and Barista Babe that he is so in love with that won't speak to? No, fuck no. She's sliding coffee to him every day. There's no physical wall there, but there is a mental wall there. And as long as that mental wall is there, it's almost like there's a real motherfucking physical wall. They say the universe is mental. If the mental wall is there, it's a fucking physical wall. It's why everybody's talking about manifestation and all that shit when everything is everywhere. They're saying all the time, right? But there must be some motherfucking physical wall between you and that shit. Why you trying to say you need to manifest it into your space right here? Now, let's get into projection. Again, the psychological definition says subconscious. So these people are not even truly, sometimes, most of the time, aware that they're doing it. Now, everybody was on here for a while saying, I'm an empath. It's so hard to go to Walmart and that, right? So take it further. What that means too is that sometimes as empaths, we can pick up on other energy, and until you really learn how to identify your own energy, you didn't know that was other motherfuckers' energy. You thought that was your shit. So you was walking around, woe is me. No, that wasn't even your shit. That was somebody else's woe is bitch. That wasn't even your shit. So the same way they don't know, you didn't know. So projection, a display of an image onto a surface, and the psychological definition is their defense mechanism when there's unwanted feelings that they can't deal with, right? So let's say in your childhood, there were certain ideas about you that were projected on you based on the unwanted feelings of those who were in charge of rearing you. What this means is the VR game began, okay? I went to a virtual reality arcade recently, right? And there was like this cube in the corner, like the right hand corner. It was like a black cube. I was like, look at Saturn out here just making cash. This is some bullshit. And it was like a grid got downloaded. And then it just came, right? And now I'm looking at how I look as my avatar, as I've, like, my consciousness has been downloaded into this like virtual reality game. It was Elven Assassins, right? And it's a bow and arrow, and I'm watching this thing like create, right? This entire space, this world. It's the same way if you had ideas on you, projected on you, you were in that avatar, and you will move from that space that you believe is your space. You will move from the space that has been projected on you. So if they built the idea, doof, doof, you were this, you were that, you were this, you were that, you were this, you were that. You understand what I'm saying? Like projection. And then think about when a projector puts off that picture and you watching that picture. And in that moment, when people are watching movies, me too. Yo, like when I love scary movies, but I'm a jumper. Try to take me on no date and put your arm around my shoulder. I'm going to dislocate your shit. Okay. I'm jumped because I like the experience. I'm really, for real, like, I really get to partake in this movie in a way, whatever. It's just the imagination. It's whatever you want to do with it. But the issue is that if the projection that was given to you does not fit the truth of who you really are, this is where you create, there's these pockets of resistance, right? And then this is also where the pockets of shame and shit get bigger. And these pockets of shame and that guilt and shit is creating fucking physical walls and blockages in people. We talk about this all the time. Like, people be like, you got a blockage in this chakra. You got a blockage in your common sense chakra. You know what I'm saying? Shit be blocked out because we need to, like, feel it. Like, we keep saying everything is energy. Like, really, are we manifesting a relationship with understanding this energy? Because it's always communicating. You know what I'm saying? It is really always motherfucking talking. But if you're not able to quiet that shit down, you can't hear it. Can't hear it. You know what I'm saying? And then to have these spaces, because this is okay, boom, we went through that. We went through that on a full scale collective basis. There were ideas, situations projected. Some of us moved based on those projections, and some of us did not. You understand now how powerful a projection can be? You understand it? That shit is very, very powerful. So just imagine when people have not dealt with the uncomfortable things within them, and then they are projecting these things upon children. Like, one of the weird things to me is that when they begin to have very natural feelings, how it's always described as nasty. Like, now there's absolutely a pocket of shame that would be opened up in someone who's feeling something that's motherfucking natural, and it happens to every goddamn human on the earth, and yet you're telling them that they're nasty. Fucking wake up. You know what I'm saying? Stop being stupid. Because all this does now is create the, like, ooh, people out here with just fucking, like, rowdy ass shadows. And I know, because I was one of them. That's the space I'm always talking from. But the more that we understand to see these things on multiple layers at one time, is the better that you can understand it. Because not just as a child, now as an adult, all the time, trust me, people are constantly projecting upon you. Now, this doesn't mean that it's always a negative projection. Just the same way people are like, oh, manipulation. Everybody's always manipulating something. This earth is a school to learn to manipulate energy. It's what you're manipulating it for. Reiki is energy manipulation. That's somebody who manipulates. You understand? But there's people who are manipulating, trying to emotionally manipulate you so that they can keep you in a certain, space. That's something different. So even the way we look at the word manipulate, we have to like kind of open up, the space and the spectrum for it so we can like be real about this, because I feel like that's where those things are coming from, those pockets of shame where you got people pretending. I ain't even got the energy to get that to y'all. It is what it is. It is what it is. But the issue is when you can see, right, the picture that someone's attempting to project onto you, and this is the way you can make sure that you do not work within those walls and those boundaries if that projection does not fit you. Okay? If that projection ain't gonna serve you, what the fuck is you sitting in the boundaries for? And this is how, like, when you sometimes I listened to a conversation the other day between two people. It was like watching like a projection like tennis match. It was amazing. They were probably like, what the fuck is up with her? I was like, and he was like, yeah, because every time you switch, and I saw the idea get built, like the space get built around her. And then her spaz out for a little bit, right, with that space. Like she hitting this fake ass wall now. Nah, I don't do that. I do da. And she was like, but what about the times when your draws and such? And I was like, and I was watching, I was like, damn. Damn. And I was like, this isn't communication at all. That's not what this is. This is walls and prison cells. And then people get trapped in walls in their mind. You understand? Understand projection so you can understand what you're doing it too. Because that's a part of it too. It's not like it's only been done. If you think that you have never projected on somebody, okay, fine. Whatever. But the more that we understand, right, and seek to communicate from the heart, is crazy. All that shit disappears. It's crazy. Just drops. You do not have to be in these walls if you don't want to. But you should understand how to communicate and the styles that people are communicating with you so that you can move and keep your spaces clear, right? So that you're learning to work through and feel and manipulate your blockages if you need to. And one time they always show you like the picture of like the sutures, right, on a skull. And I have this suture in the back of my head, and it's like that shit used to itch all the time. It's crazy. It used to itch so bad. I used to be like, what the fuck? And it's like there's even like, I don't know, this like indentation there. And one day I was talking with somebody about something, in that space, I don't know, that shit was going off back there. And I just decided to be fucking vulnerable, and I worked through it. And it was a difficult ass space to say what I was trying to say. An articulate word, which was like, I was stuttering like, but I worked my way through it. Do you know I felt energy move through my fucking sutures in the back of my head? And that spot has not itched like that before. You can have energy that's stuck and trapped in you like a wall, okay? These projections you might be putting on yourself might be the wall between you and the very thing that you are saying that you want. You gotta learn to be able to check out and see inside of you, right? So that you can project the best images onto yourself and move from that space, okay? And that's all I got. Love you guys. Peace.